Hi there. Whether you're new to architectural visualization or upgrading from a previous version, this quick tool will get you up and running with all the exciting features of Lumion 2025. When you first open Lumion 2025, you might notice something new: user-based login. A new license system now allows users to log into Lumion. This gives you more flexibility and security. Click the sign in button, enter your Lumion account credentials, or log in with your email. Select the license key and you're ready to go. The floating license system is still there, and for existing users, don't worry, there is nothing you need to do. On the other hand, if you need to change your license key, good news, no need to reinstall. You can open Lumion as an administrator, reset it from the settings menu, and then the previous steps will be available to you again after a restart of the application. Once you have logged in, Lumion will run a benchmark for the first time to ensure that the hardware is up to spec, starting, of course, from the graphics card. Next, you will land on the welcome screen, where you can start a new project or explore updated example scenes, which are a great way to get inspired and learn by doing. To complete the start menu, we have our load and save buttons, and using the latter for making project backups is always recommended. Below that, we have the latest Lumion news, as well as our resources for new users, along with the contact option for our support staff. Not long ago, we launched the early access to our new Lumion View for SketchUp, a lightweight path trace design companion that allows quick renders and iterations of your models. Now it's available to all users, and once you are happy with your model, you can save your SketchUp file and import it directly into Lumion with the changes done in Lumion View. This includes full support for PBR material maps and place lights, allowing you to leverage the full rendering power and creative control of Lumion with your existing designs. Of course, Lumion also supports many other applications, and we plan to extend the application of Lumion View to more 3D modeling softwares, one by one. Enough of the informational memos, so let's jump into a new project and build it up. Once inside your scene, you can navigate as usual with the WASD keys and right-click to look around. You can also set custom controls in the settings that mimic the navigation from other 3D applications. Let's import our saved SketchUp model with the changes from Lumion View, as mentioned previously. Before anything else, a trick for your renders. If you know how many images you need to produce, you will only need to develop your model for those angles. So, save them first in photo mode, and you will have the points to reference back and ensure that your progress is on track. We'll save a couple of angles by clicking the Store button. In build mode, we start from the content library, which contains everything placeable from models to different objects, and even lights and effects. You can either place them individually or use the line, cluster, or paint placement, whichever suits our needs. Once the object is placed, you can rotate it, change its size, or make it conform to a surface. Quick tip, you can make groups of your favorite combinations, save them, and then you will find them in the groups category, so you can use them whenever you want. Remember the lights we imported with the model. We can select one or more of the same type and adjust their settings in the right-hand side panel, using real-life lighting units. We have already built the entourage to support our hero model, so all we need to do is turn on the hidden layers one by one. Note that by double-clicking the layer name, a selection control panel will pop up. Lumion 2025 comes with a bunch of new assets for designing kids spaces, like this kindergarten, and some Mediterranean nature that we use throughout this project. Now that all assets are displayed, you will notice one of the newer Lumion 2025 features on the top left-hand side of the screen, the Scene Inspector. Clicking the button will open a branching list of all the assets placed in your project, organized by layers and library category. Clicking on a category will select all the items under it and zoom the camera to the extent of the selected assets. While clicking a single item, we'll select that item and focus the camera on it. Since we are zoomed in on this car, let's check out another new feature. You can now easily flip or mirror objects directly within the interface. Great for converting a car to left-hand drive, or to quickly simulate symmetry. Lumion is designed for a fast and efficient workflow. However, you also need to make sure that you track your system's performance and optimize your scenes. Now it's easier to do so with our new and improved performance monitor. It shows you the GPU graph, frames per second, and the breakdown of the scene. It also lets you customize your editor quality from the interactive menu. These options are still available in the settings, but now it's easier to switch on the fly and keep things in the green. Next, we have the material editor with a massive pre-existing library of materials. Grass, soil, water, bricks, and stone are only a few. After you choose the material and go to settings, you can customize it to your heart's content. You can add your own maps, age the material, give it foliage, or a myriad of other options. Remember, we also imported our model with the full PBR functionality. You will notice that this material already has everything that it needs, but we will tweak it a bit. Let's change the texture a bit and increase the roughness. Then, in the extended settings, let's increase the weathering so we can add that slight imperfection to the material. Slightly soften the edges by 20% and add a displacement map. You can also save and load your materials either from the custom library or using material set. We'll jump briefly to a different model to show the impact of materials on your scene. Lumion 2025 introduces ray traced water, so your water material looks more cinematic than ever. Landscape mode contains an intuitive terrain editor to aid in your world building and give your scene a more realistic feel. Let's enable landscape grass for some extra ray traced realism. The Landscape tab has another interesting feature, the OpenStreetMap, which allows you to place your model in real-world locations. If you know where your model is located, you can place it within the site. We won't need this since we already modeled our entourage, but this is very useful if you want to save time. In the Weather tab, we can manually adjust the scene by controlling the sun position, clouds, and wind. Of course, you can make use of the Real Skies maps for a quick, polished look. Once we are happy with how things look in the editor, it's time to move up to the desired rendering options. Whether you are looking for photos, movies, or panoramas, we have you covered. We saved our angles at the beginning, which is always a great first step, but we can give them some polish. Here you can customize your focal length, aspect ratio, and more until you have the look you want. Lumion 2025 is now also updated with new styles and ready to edit content. We will add a style to make our life easy, and by clicking on an effect, we can edit it. For the Real Skies, we can pull the sliders around until we get the lighting right. And let's push things further. Since we like this style, we'll put it on the Master FX stack, so all images have it applied by default. Then, we simply add the effect we need to override per image and adjust it. You can save and load your effect stacks if you want to use them again in the future projects. Speaking of rendering, you can now enhance your visuals with our new AI upscaling technology. Transform lower resolution images into stunningly detailed renders up to 8K, saving you time and resources. For movies, you can set up shots manually, even importing our photos for a quick starting point. Just as easily, you can also use our camera path presets for panning, orbiting, and more. We'll pan the camera to capture the room. No video would be complete without a few animations. So let's use the advanced move effect to change the start and end position of this ball. Let's also add the move effect for the two kids. For the cars outside, we can use the mass move effect to animate them, all at the same time. This is a great feature to also use with crowds. Let's take a look at what we managed to render in this project. That's it for your first steps in Lumion 2025. Start exploring, try out the new features, and bring your designs to life faster than ever. See what you can create. I'll see you next time.